Hello everyone, my name is Ronak and you're watching VectoArt. So in today's video, we will take a look at transitions in UNO platform. So the transitions demonstrate a visual behavior that kicks in when predefined actions or state changes occur. You have the option to apply specific theme transitions to individual elements using the UIElement.Transitions property. Alternatively, you can incorporate scenario-specific theme transitions through properties like ContentControl.ContentTransitions. Transitions act as the main class overseeing various specialized classes that define theme transitions in the library. Here are some of the few notable ones that we will be discussing in our today's video. For those who haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel. It means a lot. It motivates me to create more such videos. Moving ahead, if you haven't checked out my previous video on animations, please do check it out. It will help you in setting up the project and playing around with this code. So moving ahead, today let's start with the first theme transition, and that would be the add delete theme transition class. So add delete theme transition class offers animated transition behavior when controls are added or removed from the panel. For instance, if you have a grid displaying a collection of photos, applying this animation ensures that when photos are added or deleted, they elegantly animate in and out of the view. Let's look at an example. So I have my Visual Studio code ready where I have the previous example of animations. So let me go to my blog here and I will take this example. So this example shows how to use this add or delete theme transition to animate rectangles as they are added and deleted from a panel. So let me copy this code and let me go to Visual Studio, and inside my stack panel, let me paste this code. So this code has two buttons. One is to add and the other one is to remove the rectangles, and we have an item control, and inside this item control we have a transition collection, and where we have added this add delete theme transition. And then we have an item panel inside which we have a wrap grid, and inside this items control we will be adding our rectangles. So let me go back and also copy the two methods for the buttons add and remove. So let me go here and replace this. So the code is pretty simple. So here we have a button method event to add. It creates a rectangle and adds it to our item control, and similarly here the remove button removes it from the item control. Let's do one thing. Before adding this, let me remove this transition so that we understand what happens when we add a transition. Okay, so our window is loaded, and so we have our two buttons, add rectangle, remove rectangle. So let's click on the add rectangle, and you can see there is no animation whatsoever. It is simply adding rectangles, and when I remove them, it simply removes them. So let's close this, go back to our transition collection inside our item control and add this add or delete theme transition and run the application again. So now you will notice that how the other child elements of the panel elegantly are added and removed as we add and remove these buttons. So you see the subtle animation when we add and remove rectangles. Okay, so hope you all understand how this add delete theme transition works. So let's move on to the next one, that is the content theme transition class. So the content theme transition class provides animated transition behavior for when the content of the control is changing. So whenever the content of the control changes, it applies the theme. So in the next example, we can take this from here, and let's go to Visual Studio and place this. And here we have the content control, and inside the content control transition collection we have the content theme transition applied. So like we did earlier, let's cut this and let's try it without the transition, and then add the transition. So before that I have to copy the pointer clicked or the pointer pressed when we click on the rectangle. So let me paste this. So what it does is it creates a rectangle and fills the rectangle with a random color as a content, and adds that rectangle to the content of the content control. So let me run this, and this is running without the transition effect or the theme. While it builds, I will just go and copy the theme transition. The application is now loaded, and when I click on this rectangle, it instantly changes color, but you won't see any sort of animation. It is simply changing the color. But now let me stop this and add this transition theme here and run this. So you will see a subtle animation when I click on this rectangle. So it changes its position or the x-axis, and there is a flickering effect that is added to this content whenever the content of the content control changes. So next one in the list would be the entrance theme transition class. So the entrance theme transition class provides animated transition behavior on controls when they first appear. You can use this as an individual object or on containers of the object. So in our example, we are applying this entrance theme transition on a panel. So let me copy this code that I have here, and let's go to main page, and inside our stack panel let me add this, and also in the code behind let me copy this button click and paste it over here. So we have a stack panel, a grid, and inside the grid we have a button, and that is the add rectangle button, and on button click it will add the rectangles to this panel, which is the stack panel here. And when it applies, when it adds the rectangle to this stack panel, it will apply this entrance theme transition. So for now, let me cut this and run this application. Okay, so when I add the rectangles, it simply adds them without any animation. But if I apply the entrance theme transition here, you will see that the animation on the panel, the children of the panel will automatically offset when they animate into the view to create a visually appealing entrance. So the offset is provided here. Horizontal offset is 200 and the vertical offset is -200. So it will create a fly-in effect. So let's see that in when in action. So let's run this application and you will see that the rectangles are added in a fly-in manner as a transition. So let's wait for the application to load. So here the rectangles will be added to the stack panel. They fly in from the upper right rather than just appearing in place, which happened in the previous demonstration that I did without the entrance theme. So here you can see that it adds in as a fly-in theme. So that was all for the entrance theme transition class. So next we will talk about the reorder theme transition class. So the reorder theme transition class provides animated transition behavior for when list view control item changes order. It is specifically for you can specifically use this in list views. And in our example, we will apply this reorder theme animation to a set of rectangles. And as the new rectangles are added to the set, the other rectangles animate around the new ones. So here we have this example. So let me copy this stack panel and go to my main window, paste it over here. And to start this transition, I will copy this event and place it here in the code behind. And let me go through the code now. So we have a stack panel. Inside that we have a button which is called add item, and that add item will add rectangles to the item controls. Right now there are three rectangles. These are the initial items, and as and when we click on the add button, it will add new rectangles to the item control. So here we have the transition collection and here we have applied the reorder theme transition. So let me cut this and run this application once to see how the transition occurs later. So our window is loaded. So when I add, it simply adds it. There is no animation whatsoever. Now let us close this application and add our theme transition here and run the application again. And now you will see the difference that the other rectangles will animate around the new one. And here I am adding the rectangle or inserting it into the list at the second index. So you can always change that wherever you want the rectangle to be added on the index. So now when you add, so you can see that cascading effect where the last rectangle slides down and the new rectangle is added. So that was all for the reorder theme transition class. The last one that we are going to talk about is the reposition theme transition class. So the reposition theme transition class reacts to layout movements when no context is set and triggers a move whenever this theme is applied. So what does that mean? So the following example will apply a reposition theme transition to a button, and when you click on the button, it margin changes which changes its position, and the position change is animated. So we will create a button and an item control just like before here. And let's go here and add that. So we have a button which will remove the rectangle, And we have item control, and inside the item control we have the transition collection, which has the reposition theme transition. So without this there will be no animation in the items when they are removed. So let me remove it later to demonstrate what is the before and the after. And we have a set of rectangles which will be removed on click of this button click. So let me go back to my blog and copy this and code that will remove the rectangles from the item control. So that's straightforward. So let me remove this first and run this example. And now you will see that when you click on this button, the margin changes, but there is no animation, because we have applied a margin of 10 here. So the margin changes as and when the margin changes, there is no animation because we have not applied one. So it simply removes the rectangles. But the major difference that you will see is when I add this theme transition. So when I run this application after applying the reposition theme transition, you will see a major difference of transition animation applied. So here when I remove the rectangles, you will see the animation of a shuffle animation basically. So as and when you remove, the items shuffle and go to place. So that was all for the transitions in Uno platform. If you like my video, please give this video a thumbs up. Do check out my previous video. I will leave the link of the blog in the description. Please do check it out. Till then, bye bye.